Yeah, I liked, so working on this movie.
Break it down now that you can.
Well, some details I'm not going to talk about.
That's classified information.
I did not know that they were going to do a... Wait, hold on. I did not know that... Oh. I did not know that Michael Imperioli was going to do a voiceover.
Yes.
That was a surprise. I like it. I like how it you know, it goes into, you know, my long-standing kind of thesis of The Sopranos is that, like, you know, all these characters are destined to go to hell, and that, like, there's nothing to do.
Your long-standing thesis.
My well, because, like, one of our first videos, I was talking about, all these characters are destined to go to hell.
It's true.
And, you know, just the fact of Christopher telling the story from beyond the grave is very important because, you know, he's basically with his father at the end. He knows all the details because, you know, he's with his father in hell.
Whoa. That was deep. That's not, like, explicitly... That's, like, your own theory.
No, that's my own thing.
I like that, though.
Is that he knows everything that happened to his father, and he knows everything that happened to Tony because Tony is also there in hell.
Right.
And that's where they're going to end up because
they're in the Irish bar.
The second you burn that saint in your hand when you're being made, that's you selling your soul.
Whoa.
And in the end,
you could have wrote a better script than David Chase did. Or you didn't write the script.
Also, so another reason I was worried about this movie is that I'm not the biggest fan of the director.
Who directed it?
Alan Taylor is his name,
and he did some of the show.
He did a couple of episodes.
Just a couple?
Yeah, he did a few episodes. I don't know the exact amount.
Okay.
I wanted like somewhere around like 3, 4, or 5 episodes.
So he wasn't one of the main ones.
Well, I don't think there are many directors who are doing
did,
like multiple episodes.
Really? Didn't Terry Winter do like
besides Terry Winter. Yeah. Terrence Winter. Besides him, who's done a lot of them.
Yeah.
There weren't that many like mainstay directors.
Okay.
He also directed one of the Thor movies that wasn't that good. And I knew this director who was kind of just like when a studio like wants a director. I'm gonna sound like I'm talking shit about the guy, but it's just like when a studio wants a director to just do what they're told. You know, he's one of those guys.
He's like an Aaron Boone to Brian Cashman.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aaron Boone.
When it's
your
just
boy
like,
just re-signed for 3 years.
When it's just like we want a guy who's not going to try to do his own thing, who's just going to do what we tell him. I feel like he's that. That's my honest opinion.
And what's David Chase's role here?
Executive producer. And he wrote the script. Him and Alan Taylor wrote the script.
Okay.
That was another thing of Michael Franchise of, you know, he does YouTube videos now and everything, and he was breaking down the Many Saints of Newark. And, you know, he gave it a bad review, which, you know, a lot of other people did, that's fine. But, like, the reasons that he wasn't a fan are, like, the dumbest reasons ever. Basically trying to say, like...
He's a fool, okay? Get lost. Thanks for the call. What else can you say about working on the movie? Because, I mean, that's a perspective that
all right, well,
is not a common one on YouTube world.
It was cool because, one, we took this street in downtown Newark and basically just turned it into 1960s Newark. And you should have seen just the amount of storefront signs that were built. In Bethpage, basically like lining down of just all these different storefront signs and recreating basically the entire street. I was there I got lunch at Holstein's, like one of the days of prep.
Was that in Newark or Long Island?
That's in Newark. Holstein's is the restaurant where the last scene is shot.
Okay. Wait. Oh, the last scene of The Sopranos?
Of The Sopranos.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
That's on that strip that we basically turned into 1960s Newark. And then on the nights that they created the riots,
Yeah.
I mean, they closed down these streets and basically just recreated the 67 New York riots. Newark riots.
What do you mean?
That was-
They were basing it off of, like, footage and shit? Like,
Well, they basically, like,
when you say recreate,
they had that many extras come in.
I'm saying, what were they were basing off of
No,
that?
I'm just saying, like, if you were there shooting, it seemed like you were back in 1967 and the
Okay.
riots were happening.
Yeah.
You know?
So it looked realistic when
It
you were
looked
there?
extremely realistic. I was walking down the street, it felt like I was in the 60s. And
Really?
yeah.
That's cool.
It was one of the coolest things ever. Everything that went into shoot, I mean, I had a bunch of pictures of the set on my old phone and they all got deleted and I'm so mad about. But
Well,
that house
you
that
should've backed
Tony grows
it
up
up.
in.
I mean,
That
yes.
house that Tony grows up in, we built that entire house.
I lost my photos too. I had photos on my old phone because I visited the set one day.
We built that entire house inside of the studio in Bethpage. We literally built an entire house inside of the Bethpage studio. That was probably like
Wait,
just
was that house even used?
yeah, that was the house that Tony grows up in. That was the
Oh.
Newark house. Yeah.
So that's like the coming home party for Johnny?
Yeah.
That was all
That was
Bethpage?
all built inside of Gold Coast Studios.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome.
It was awesome, and the Satriali set was awesome.
That, I saw the Satriali set. When I walked into there, it's like you walked into a scene of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
That was like,
that was
fucking unbelievable.
That was probably one of like the most impressive just builds I've ever seen.
Absolutely. That's Gary Gill.
I just thought it was, everything about it was so cool. Everything about working on it was so cool. You know, the script that I read was a bit different
Mhm.
than, I don't know if I can really get into that.
Yeah.
But I can say that the script that I read was a bit different than what was put to, not by a lot, than what was put to screen.
Different in a better way or a worse way?
Let's say a better way.